Okay. So thank you all for joining us here on this lovely Saturday. This is our third IAPMA virtual event. I am Nicole Donnelly. I am the president of IAPMA. So welcome everyone. It's wonderful to see you all here, and I'm glad that we get to do this together, even though we have spent so much time apart. It's wonderful to see your faces. Today, we will be hearing from 4 of our Brazilian member artists who have recently put together a documentary video about their studio practices making paper in Brazil. Please welcome Angela Barbour, Eliana Anghinah, Luciane Kunde, and Regina Carmona. Pardon.
Hi, hello. Thank you, Nicole. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm Angela Barbour from Brazil, and I'm a paper artist. I am also the exhibitions coordinator of IAPMA. So we are very glad to share with you our experience here. And this meeting, in this meeting, we will launch a video that we have done for excuse me. Oh, okay. We have done to show our works of the 4 Brazilian artists that are associated to IAPMA. And this was supported by IAPMA by a grant with a program that we have in IAPMA that's very interesting. Our members can apply for a support, financial help from the IAPMA to develop their projects. So we have 2 calls in the year that we open. And in this round, in this time, we have 5 projects being developed. One from Bruce Bunting, that is Mail Art from United States. The second from Daniela Todorova from Bulgaria, that is organizing a competition exhibition from Amateras Foundation in Sofia, Bulgaria. Another is Lilia Puentes de Paraguay, that is producing an artistical book, a book from with paper, handmade paper, very special book from an author that works with paper. And me, I'm also with Eliana, because we are always doing something together. We are a couple, a pair here in Brazil working for IAPMA for many years. And we are developing also the Postal Artistic Book, that is an interchange program that we made for artists for all over the world to exchange artistic book. One begin one, and another begin another, and they change and finish each other, and then they will send all these books to Brazil to the exhibition. We have many interesting arts. We have 72 artists from 36 countries. So, and every artist is corresponding with another continent, very far from. And it has been a very good experience. And this project we are presenting here is the Brazilian paper artists from Studios 2 Works that was idealized by Eliana Anghinah, that is here. And we have done with in this time this video producing during the pandemic, so it's very challenging, but it was a very good experience. Well, talking with a little bit about each one of the artists that participate from this project. As I said, I am Angela Barbour. I'm a visual artist. I have a PhD in visual arts here in Brazil. And I have also in my studio, in my atelier, the Fabricademy node in Brazil. So I represent this Fabricademy international course that is like a specialization in high technology, joined to fibers and to papers and to fabrics, and of course join the technology with the design and also with the biology. Eliana Anghinah, that's here. is an artist, paper maker. It's a IAPMA member since 1997 and have been showing her work nationally and internationally. Hi, Eliana.
Hello. Hi, everybody.
Pleased to meet you. We have here also Luciane Kunde, that is one of the artists of the project. Luciane lives in Campinas and is studying her master degree at the State University of Campinas and investigates the use of paper as an expressive medium. It's dedicated to making handmade paper from vegetable fibers, starting from the harvests of raw materials under its transformation into artistic expressions. Take craft paper courses at the university and in free courses. Hi, Luciane, welcome.
Hi, thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
Okay. And Uh, also, we have Regina Carmona, another Brazilian artist and friend too. She's artist master in visual poetics at the University of São Paulo. Her work incorporates a field of research and nutrition through art, involving her personal path of life with being and nature. She's a cultural activist. She coordinates projects of research artistic combining traditional knowledge skills with contemporary language, currently art as food ritual and offering, third edition. I participated with this project with Regina and we went to last year to India and Nepal. Hello, Regina. Pleased to meet
Hi,
you.
everyone. Nice to meet you again. Enjoy in this
Okay.
project. Very glad.
Okay, and well, here we have also joining us Andrea Barbour, that is an artist and has done the edition and the direction, the remote direction of the video and the photograph, the caption of the image of this video. That is my daughter, but is also an artist. Hi, Andrea.
Hello, glad to be here.
Okay, so I think now we will officially launch this very interesting. I hope you like it. This video. I will share my screen to show you this work. That is very. Um, it was a pleasure to us to do that. Let's see if everything is all right. Just tell me if you see it. Okay, so I will put in the thing here. So, okay. E o que me encanta nesse processo é recolher todas essas nervuras, essas ranhuras que são provocadas pela diferença de solubilidade das várias tintas, que eu recolho, eu coleto sobre a água com este papel arroz, né? E aí forma todo esse detalhamento aqui. E por cima disso eu faço ainda uma intervenção com os dourados. E que dizer também das possibilidades que a inserção de novas tecnologias trazem ao meu trabalho. O corte laser através dos moldes, criando camadas de cores distintas e formas, a inserção de luzes de LED e fios condutivos que me permitem controle dessa iluminação interna do trabalho, onde a luz é poesia dentro do trabalho.
Cosmos está ligado à natureza e os seus elementos essenciais: fogo, terra, água e ar. Ordem, organização, beleza, harmonia. É o universo, desde o microcosmos até o macrocosmos. Tudo o que foi, tudo o que é, tudo o que será.
galhos vinham sendo guardados como elementos colecionáveis. A tessitura desses galhos, numa trama que remete ao casulo, traz memórias da infância, de quando a gente cria espaços para brincar, espaços para imaginar, pequenas fortalezas. Esses galhos da moreira, eles trouxeram visibilidade para outros galhos que estavam guardados, ou melhor, que nunca tinham sido jogados fora, porque eu sempre olhava para eles e sentia que tinha alguma poesia ali, só que eu ainda não tinha conseguido retirá-la. Outra vertente da minha pesquisa envolve a técnica da pulp painting, que se caracteriza pela pigmentação da polpa vegetal e a sua utilização como material pictórico. A sensação que eu tenho é mesmo de estar pintando em água, como se a tela fosse a água e a tinta fosse a polpa. A ideia é formar obras em grandes dimensões, tanto em cada unidade, como na reunião de um conjunto a fim de formar uma só imagem. No caso, estou pensando num pedaço de céu.
Esse trabalho foi feito em várias camadas, papel de seda, trabalhado com água e pigmento indiano, natural, índigo. Tiras que são cortadas e depois remontadas, formando os painéis, são 5 painéis, e esses painéis permitem que a obra, são soltos, eles permitem que a obra seja meio modulada, possa ser articulada de uma construção tridimensional, outra hora uma escultura, ou uma instalação, ou ele serve para criar um ambiente com o espaço, então ela tem uma espacialidade que permite que a gente possa fazer várias interferências.
Thank you. I returned because I I began a little bit late in the beginning, but Thank you so much for the participation and for viewing this. It was for us a very wonderful experience. So I would like to ask each one of our artists to tell a little bit about the experience of doing this during the pandemic. So beginning with our idealizer of the project, Eliana Anghinah. Please, Eliana, you have the word.
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. I want to thank IAPMA for this opportunity. It was really a challenge to do this video during the pandemic. Each artist had to make their own image. And for me, it was really a pleasure to do this. My work is inspired in nature, and it was a moment to reflect about the situation we are living. We are all staying home, and that's all what I have to say this moment. Thank you very much for all the artists that took part of this project. Thank you.
Thank you, Eliana. Thank you so much. And Luciane, could you please tell me a little bit about your experience of participating of this project? Okay, I'm here.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm so glad to have been invited to participate in this project with these wonderful artists who also work with paper. I study art at the Universidade Estadual de Campinas, and my research is about the paper as an expression instead of just a support for other artistic languages. In order to develop this research, I had to learn about the techniques of handmade paper using vegetal fibers. I've used a lot of different fibers, like banana tree, pineapple tree, pineapple crown, mulberry tree, and sugarcane bagasse, among others. And it was during the research that I realized the importance of the pulp and the process in the development of the creative activity. And I say perhaps a love affair with the matter, but it was this clash that the poetic expression emerged from. Sometimes like a relationship between the raw material that awakens the poetic look, and this poetic look reveals the artist who uses the intelligence of the hands, making visible what once was invisible or just imagined. Matter, process in nature that words that translate my artistic work, and my poetic relates to the environment around me, composed of plants, seeds, branches, trunks, roots, insects, sun, earth, and water. And participating in this project was very interesting, especially because of the opportunity of making contact and exchanging experience with these artists. On the other hand, the responsibility of capturing the images and the shots for the video brought up a great challenge, which was looking at my work and deciding which scenes would be interesting. Since we couldn't receive Andrea Barbour, who would certainly do it much better, I did and remade it a million times. And if I didn't have a deadline, I think I would still be filming until now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Luciane. It was a pleasure being with you too. And now we are inviting Regina Carmona to talk a little bit about the experience. Regina, please.
Hey, hello. First, I want to thank you, Angela, IAPMA, for supporting of this project. Thank you, Eliana, Luciane, and Andrea. It was a great pleasure, really, to share with all of you. And my work, talking about my work, I work with installation and engraving, sculpture, but paper, I use paper. I'm not doing making paper, but I'm using a lot of paper in my work as support, as a creative way to express my feeling, my sensible. But I need so much, as you could see, this contacting nature and to keep my inner power to creation into the nature. It is very present to me. As well, about this work here, I presented this pulp of ginger. During this pandemic, I drink every day a juice with ginger. Then I I think, I hope you understand we are in a pandemic moment. I start to prepare the pulp and make small forms that I'm joining a little work, and it's called the flesh of my flesh. Then I'm trying to relate a relation with my work closely in this moment, a pandemic moment, and keep you on moving to creations. And that's what I present here. And my work, he also is very connected with my body, my feelings, my relation with life. So it is a great inspiration for me. That's it. Thank you, everybody. Hope you enjoy.
Regina. Well, for me, it was also a pleasure. I would like to thank you very much, IAPMA, for the support for doing this project. And thank you, Eliana, my partner for many projects, projects and friend.
Thank you, Angela.
We
Everybody.
form a great pair to do projects. And thank you all the artists and also Andrea by joining us with this project. And talking a little bit about my work, I work with paper. I began working with paper with Eliana so many, 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 many years ago. And she has always introducing me in this world of paper. And now I'm part of the IAPMA committee, and so I'm very close to paper, and I'm very glad for that, for having time now to work so much with paper. I change all my atelier, all my studio to be able to work better with paper. And this series that I present in the video are two series. The first series from Expeditions and Passage to the East, I have done. The expedition was inspired over the aerial views from our trip to India and Nepal with Regina that we have done last year. And the second, the passage to the east, was done especially for the Japan Congress, no, and inspired on all the things of the Oriental and the culture and so on. The two works I worked with Sumi Nagashi and collecting that inks from the water. So I work with many techniques, different techniques, and usually I used to do my paper with cotton linter, and in the third project I present, that is Rhizome. It was done introducing technologies as laser cutting to cut to molds to do different forms on the paper, and also dyeing with natural dye. So this connection with nature is very important to me. And in the end, connecting also electronics, because the paper is a very, very interesting material, and we can including put the conductive thread inside the paper when we do it, and then connecting little lamps, little LED lamps, and also control them by Arduino. Outside of the work, I can control, and I can ask for the public control, the colors and the lightning. So it is very exciting to me. And doing this project of in the pandemic was very, very challenging, but very interesting to see how you have done that in distance, remotely. We have done everything remotely. So apart of meeting my daughter, that is Andrea, that sometimes come here. No, in the beginning, nobody come here in the pandemic, but in the end, already come to visit us. But with the arts and everything, we have done very far one from the other, everything remotely. And this was very interesting to see how we could so deeply connect with the project and developing everything. No, so for this reason, I would like to ask you also, Andrea, if you want to take to say one or two words about the process also, because she's an artist, but it was a very challenging experience. I think it's the first time she do a video like this remotely, and orienting everybody how to do the things. So thank you very much. And I would like, Andrea, do you want to say something?
Hello, everyone. Glad to be here. Glad to be with the artists. I think it's a very beautiful process when you find and discover the connection between all the artists. And I think this video show this beautiful connection, very subtle connection. And I didn't do so much. She and they do everything, because there is a very powerful woman's work, I think, that the woman's work. And I'm very glad to be with this woman, powerful, and I'm very glad to be here showing this powerful for you. That's it. And the pandemic, I don't know how to say, but the pandemic can stop us like this. That's it.
Muito bom.
Thank you, Andrea. So I think, Nicole, I don't know if you want to say something.
Sure. I would just like to, I suppose, we'll just add me in there. I think this has been a really wonderful project to see take shape. Especially, it's sort of a perfect project to take on during a time that has to be remote. It makes certain aspects of producing a documentary video more difficult or challenging. But so much of what we miss right now is that connection to each other, being able to, visit someone in their studio and be able to see and touch all the materials that they're working with. And I think the material that each of you use is so central to the work that you make. And I personally would love to maybe hear more from each of you about your connection to the specific materials that you use, because I see that connection to nature in everything in the way that all of you work. But you each have very distinct materials that you choose. So I wonder if you might talk about how you find the fiber that you're going to use for paper making, or where indigo has come into practice, or the mulberry branches. Just looking at all of those things.
Well, I work mostly, as I said, with the cotton pulp. That is, in my case, I use this cotton linter that comes from the apparas of the trash from the truck are filters. So it's like a reaproveitamento, please. It would be trash, and we recycle it to do the paper, no? And also working with many natural dyes. So to dye this pulp, I use natural dyes as turmeric, hibiscus, and barbatimão. Barbatimão is a rag we have here in Brazil. That's very interesting because using it, the paper can be wet for 1 year. I have a pulp here wet for 2 years, and it doesn't get mold, fungus, and so on, because I think this material. So I think nature can help us to join these things to make very to do good things, no? Working with the recycle, working with the materials. Now I'm doing another work that I'm using all the paper from my father, because my father has died in the beginning of the year, and I have to take out all the things. But there are many papers from a person that you can even recycle, because there are personal data and another putting in the trash. So I'm making a special series with this recycled paper, and it's very interesting. But please, the others can talk a little bit.
So my work, it's focused for a long time and still in banana fiber that I can get close from my house, as I live very close to the park, Ibirapuera Park. But for this project, Cosmos, I use paper from China, Kozo from China, a very big pieces, more than about 1 meter and 70 centimeters. And also I use many pieces that I made from recycling other fibers that I bought along the way, along my life. I collect many papers, every kind of papers, and I use this for this specific project. That's all. That's what I can say about the material I use.
Well,
Okay.
May I?
Okay, thank you. In really, nature has always had an important place in my life. I was raised in a country area. I could climb trees, eat fruit from those trees, bathe in the river, ride a bicycle, and scrape my knees. And today I live in a small house with a small garden, but in a way, this work retakes this contact with nature through the exploration of my small garden, created and cultivated by me for over 20 years, which today provides me some materials, objects, and sites. And also I have some friends who has some banana tree in their garden, and when I need, I ask, hey, can I can I go there and have some pseudo caule? And paineira, scientific name is Ceiba speciosa. There are a lot of trees around my house in public areas. And cana, sugar, how can I
Sugar
say?
cane.
Yes, sugar cane. I collect the garbage of the seller who sell the juicy sugar. And I walk around the city and looking at trees and what can I get to make paper. It's all.
Well, I I I I buy and I take paper from many countries, and I work with this. The project I present here, it was with Chinese and Indian silk paper and natural indigo. So my relation is very deep with the nature, and I made my work is I made few exhibitions and installations involving the environment, in the nature, in parks. I have a work in parks, art in Parque Ibirapuera. And my relation is to create a sensible environment, a kind of art that people can have a relation with this. So the nature is very present to me everywhere, in my thought, in my inspiration, in my poetic. So it is really important and is my focus to produce my work. And paper is this from everywhere. This is very interesting. I love it to painting, for sculpture, for modeling, for everything. And now, this moment, I'm trying to make some paper with ginger pulp and some vegetable pulp, and producing this. That's it.
Thank you all for sharing that with us. I think that's, as Fides Linian has just typed into our chat, what a coincidence that we are talking about nature and paper making. And most paper makers are female, just like nature itself. I think that's a wonderful observation.
Yes.
So beautiful.
Yes. And I would like to say, because we are coming up on time, if there are questions or comments that you would like to share with our panel today, you can type them into the chat, or you can, at this point, ask a question. If you want to unmute yourself. And you will also see that each of the artists who presented today, their contact information, websites, and Instagram are in the chat bar off to the side. So you can find that there. And Angela, how will this video, how will this documentary be available for other people to see and watch?
Well, we are sharing we will share in the our social media from IAPMA, no, and also in the site, I think, and we are also presenting again in the Bologna event next week, next Saturday, the same group. So it will be very promoted, I think, and I hope people like it. But I think it is social media and perhaps on the email and so on. No, but we hope to share with many people, because it's so important. It's so important that people see all the possibilities we have, and also all the possibilities IAPMA give us to do that. No, I think this is important.
Right. And I especially, here we go. We have a question from Ava. Do the works come to exist by playing with the materials? So experimenting with your materials, or from a fixed idea and you're trying to create the idea?
Well, there are so many creation process. No, sometimes the material is the inspiring thing, and sometimes we have the idea and then we search from the material to say that idea. I think I go in the both directions, but it's very interesting to think about that, because nowadays we are multidisciplinary artists, you know, so we do that. We really do that.
And to me, it's like the same. I do not make plans on in notebooks, and usually the images are created in my mind in the form of blurred images. I have a minimal idea of what to do, and it is during the contact with the matter that the image becomes clear. And I remember the words of the philosopher Luigi Pareison. He says something like about in the creative process, the work is happening while you are working in your project. It is very real to me.
For me,
yes.
For me too. For me too. I can't say that I have the idea first, but during the process, we can discover many things. This experience is always rich, and we never knows where it will take me. We discover during the process. This is something that I think the artist never can say exactly what will happen.
Yeah, for me too, is same. I cannot separate this. I think it is part of my day, of everything we do every day. We go for a walk, we go for make food, you go for work, and the work is work art work. So I believe that as well our body needs food. Art is a kind of food to us, to artists. So every day is a new day. You go to your room, you go to your atelier, you go to your space, you go to the nature, and things are together. You become a relationship, an inner relationship with all this, and then things start to happen. So you separate this, separate that, you know, it's a very good game we play every day. Sometimes we have projects that we must to reach something new, so that is different. but in a daily life, in every day, it is part of that.
Thank you for those answers. I think you did a very good job of explaining that push and pull. I also like the idea of play in the studio and really developing that relationship, that playful relationship with your materials, because I really believe that's essential to making better work, and having a real conversation with your material helps inform your ideas as you're working, and it sort of cycles back and forth. Um, so thank you all so very much for
Thank you.
sharing your work with us today. It's a real pleasure to see where you are working, to virtually travel there with you. Um, Thank you for the work of editing that video together, Andrea. Eliana and Angela for organizing this and really sharing it with the whole IAPMA community. Thank you for that. Obrigada.
Obrigada.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
De nada.
I would like to say a sentence
Yes.
with two considerations that have the big difference in this pandemic to me. I heard in some live streaming in meetings I participate, and one of them was no one is coming. So it sounds very deeply on me. No one is coming because it depends on you. It depends on me. No, so it's very interesting. And the other is as we didn't know that it was impossible, we have done that. So if we thought, oh, how we will do this video without meeting, and we have done, and it was a very good experience. I'm very grateful for all you for it to IAPMA. I would like to thank you again, IAPMA, Nicole, for being here with us, and for you all that are attending the meeting, and for the artists, all Andrea and Eliana, Regina and Luciane too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And before we do go, I want to remind everyone that our next program will be next Saturday. Ilse Delane from Latvia is going to be presenting her symposium, workshop, and exhibition that she organized in Riga and in Right, Latvia. So I hope you can join us then.
Oh, sorry, I forgot
Yes.
telling about Yuzi because she also is with the core members of the project. No, I
Yes.
listed and I don't know.
Oh, no.
So, but she's a very good artist and make a so beautiful project. So it's very good to see her next Saturday too.
Yes. And one piece of news for anyone who is interested, Joe Biden did just win the United States presidency. Yeah, there's some dancing happening
Hey.
during this conversation. Joe Biden won our presidency. So
Yes.
Thank you for
thank you all.
Thank you.
Now the hard work begins.
Yes. Now it does. Have a wonderful rest of the day and evening. Good to see you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye everybody.
Thank you.
Ciao.